Radar screens along the Atlantic seaboard track predictable, documented shipping lanes. But tonight, a massive anomaly has appeared in a dark sector of water where the charts say nothing should exist. 35 years ago, a massive cargo freighter called the Aegean Soul vanished on a routine crossing. Thousands of tons of steel and dozens of men were erased from the map without a single distress call. A Coast Guard salvage team now closes in on those exact coordinates. Moving through the heavy mist, the Aegean Soul finally reappears, its towering hull caked in decades of thick black rust and hardened sea salt. As the team's small inflatable pulls up to the colossal metal flank, the ocean goes quiet. The hum of the engine and the slosh of the tide seem to be swallowed by the heavy, unnatural silence of the massive metal structure. Boarding the vessel means stepping into a floating metal tomb. It operates under a logic entirely foreign to the rest of the ocean. The team breaches the airlock, their heavy flashlights slicing through pitch black, suffocatingly narrow iron corridors, where the air has remained stagnant for over 3 decades. Investigators sweep the lower decks to find a vacuum where the expected signs of a disaster should be. There is no blood, no wreckage, and no indication that anyone on board ever tried to fight back. In the mess hall, untouched dining tables sit exactly as they were left in 1991. Harsh beams illuminate dry coffee mugs and perfectly folded napkins, as if the crew simply stepped away for a moment and never returned. This stillness extends to the ship's very mechanical heart. Every analog clock mounted on the bulkheads is frozen, their heavy metal hands fixed at the exact same second. The environment suggests a snapshot of life interrupted with impossible speed. Dozens of men were eradicated so suddenly that they lacked the time to take a single step toward the lifeboats. Moving deeper into the ship, the investigative team pushes through the heavy doors of the central bridge and control room. Amidst the dead radar screens and corroded navigation panels, one piece of equipment continues to draw power. A vintage magnetic reel-to-reel tape recorder remains active. The rusted metal wheels spin with an agonizing slowness. A rhythmic, mechanical clicking cuts through the quiet room as the machine pulls a fragile strip of magnetic tape across the playhead. They engage the playback switch. Through heavy static, the captain's final warning leaks into the room. The iron. It's breathing. There is nowhere left to hide. Those final words shift the nature of the investigation. The danger the crew faced originated from the very iron they used for protection. As the recorded audio echoes through the bridge, the lead investigator turns his light toward the heavy iron bulkheads that hem them in. Under the glare of the flashlight, the rigid metal grain begins to shift. Thick, corroded layers of rust undulate and warp, moving with a slow, organic pulse that mimics the rise and fall of a chest. The wall has sculpted itself into the shapes of desperate hands and human faces, frozen in permanent agony and molded directly into the heavy, rusted grain of the steel. Every missing member of the crew has been pulled into the bulkheads. Their physical remains have been synthesized into the ship's structure, becoming a permanent part of the vessel's weight. A low-frequency hum vibrates through the floorboards. A deep, metallic groaning begins to emanate from the walls, surrounding the modern-day investigators. The Aegean Soul has spent 35 years digesting its crew, turning their forms into its own living, breathing armor. Without warning, the investigator's heavy flashlight flickers wildly. The bulb dies an instant later, dropping the bridge into absolute, suffocating blackness. The rhythmic turning of the reel-to-reel recorder slows to a halt. One final hollow click echoes through the dark, and all communication with the outside world is severed. Miles from any coastline, the colossal hull of the ship drifts through the dark, sitting alone in the pitch-black Atlantic fog. The Aegean Soul has returned to the deep with its iron pulse renewed. It waits in the fog for the next set of boarding lines to be thrown.